Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this trendy cowl Bubu Kaftan with a collar and a slit in front. So I achieved this style using only 4 yards of Ankara fabric, and this video is very detailed guys, very easy to follow and very beginners friendly. And this Bubu dress has a belt on the inside, like around the waist area, to give that fitted look in front when you wear it. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to keep watching and make sure you watch till the end so that you don't miss out on any details. And if you find this video useful, if you find it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share with your loved ones, and also put on your notification bell so that when I post new videos, you'll be notified. So let's jump right into the tutorial. So like I said earlier, I made use of 4 yards of Ankara fabric for this Bubu dress. So you know that Ankara fabric has a length of 45 inches. So I'm going to make use of 2 yards for the front, not up to 2 yards. I used about 60 inches in total for it. So the Ankara fabric length is going to serve as the wideness of my Bubu 45. I hope you guys understand. And you need your crepe fabric or your satin fabric, whatever you want to use to form your collar in front. But for mine, I made use of crepe fabric. You need your tape rule, your chalk, your scissors, and your rulers. So guys, I made use of 4 yards of Ankara fabric, 2 yards for the front and 2 yards for the back. So you know that the normal length of Ankara fabric is 45 inches. So that is what I'm going to use as the wideness of my Bubu. I hope you guys understand why the length is going to be the 2 yards. I didn't use up to 2 yards. I used 60 inches. So this 45 inches, that is the normal length of Ankara, is going to be the wideness of my Bubu. So you can see that the fabric is in a fold of 2. So this 45 inches now is the wideness of the Bubu. I'm working with the whole 45 inches, while the full length of the Bubu is going to be 60 inches all the way down this way. I hope you guys understand. So guys, like I said, I'm going to measure from that closed angle now all the way down to get my 60 inches for the full length of my Bubu. So what we're going to do now is to further fold the fabric now into 4. So there's not going to be any shoulder joining because the fabric is already in a fold, as you can see. So it's a cut together shoulder. So go ahead to fold the fabric now again into 4. So after folding into 4, this is what you should have. I hope you guys understand what I did. So we're cutting both the front and the back panels together. So the next thing is to mark the neckline. So I worked with 3.5 inches for the wideness of my neckline. And then for the depth of the back panel, I made use of 1.5 inches. So go ahead to mark it there and then connect the points together. So notice that the front neckline is going to be deeper than the back, so which is a V-shaped neckline. So I'm going to come down from the shoulder point down to my chest line, which is 9 inches. So you can do 8 inches if you don't want it too opened, but I made use of 9 inches for mine. So I'll mark the 9 inches there and then I'll connect it now down to meet the neck width this way. So after connecting, this is what we have. So the next thing to do is to mark where we want the cowl effect to start. So to mark the point where you want the cowl effect to stop, place your tape rule on the shoulder line and then come down by 30 inches. So 30 inches is fine. If you want it higher, you can go up by maybe 28 or 27 inches. But for mine, I made use of 30 inches. So go ahead to extend the line this way. So guys, after extending the line this way, the next thing now is to mark your hip measurement on that line. So divide your round hip measurements by 4. Mine is 11.5 inches. Said add 1 inch for seam allowance and 1 inch for ease. So I'm going to have 13.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 13.5 inches on that line. So divide your hip by 4, add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. So whatever you get, mark it on that line. So after doing that, come over to this open angle of your fold. And from the shoulder line, mark your round armhole measurements divided by 2. So mine is 9 inches after dividing by 2. So I'm going to come down from the shoulder now by 9 inches. So that point is going to be where you pass your arm through when you are wearing your Bubu. So from this armhole measurement I just marked, I'm going to form a curve now down to meet this 30 inches line. So just watch what I'm going to do. So just go ahead to curve out your hand this way. This is going to create the cowl effect on the side of your bubu. So after doing that, this is what you should have. So guys, after forming the cowl effect, the next thing is to come over now to the full length of your dress, and then I'm going to replace whatever I have on this line, my round hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. I'm going to mark that same measurement now down and just connect it. But if you want yours tapered at the lower part, you can subtract 1 inch or 1.5 inches from what you have there. But for mine, I'm going to just mark the same 13.5 inches at the base of my dress, and then I'll connect the points together this way. So we are almost done with this dress. We're almost done with the drafting part. So the next thing we want to do before we cut it out is to come over to this front neckline and come in by 1 inch. So I'll just go ahead to connect it now down to the width. I'm just modifying the neckline, and then from that 1 inch I'm going to connect it now all the way down. So we're going to be cutting out that part. So that is the part we are going to replace with the black fabric. So after doing that, let's go ahead to cut out the... So we're going to start cutting from the back. We're going to cut the back neckline first. So we won't be cutting out the front neckline until we open it up. So I'll go ahead to cut out the sides. So just follow what you see me doing in the video. And when I cut out the side, I will take the cowl area. So when I get to where I want my sleeve to stop, I'm going to notch that point. So the point where you have your sleeve opening, go ahead to notch that point this way so that when you are joining, you will know where to stop. So after doing that, this is what we have. So to cut out the front, we have to open up the fabric now. We have to open it up. So like I said, you're going to separate the front from the back this way. So go ahead to open it up on the neckline area, and then separate the front and the back from each other so that we'll be able to cut out the front neckline. So when you separate it, go ahead to fold the front panel into 2. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So after separating the front from the back, so this is the back and this is the front. I hope you guys understand what I did now. So this is the back neckline. As you can see, this is the back neckline and this is the front. So we just want to cut out the front neckline. So go ahead now to cut out this V neckline, and also take out that 1 inch on both sides of the front. So after cutting out, you should have the front area opened like a kimono, just like this. So the next thing we want to do is to cut out the fabric we're going to use to form the collar in front. So let's go ahead to do that. So to get the length of fabric you're going to need to form the collar in front, you're going to measure what you have all around this opening. And the easiest way to do that is to get the midpoint of the back neckline. So go ahead to fold the back neckline into 2 and get the midpoint. So fold the back neckline into 2 this way, and then notch the midpoint. Notch the midpoint of the back neckline. So after notching, take your tape rule and measure what you have from that point you notched all the way to the lower part on one side. So carefully do this and just measure whatever you have. So what you have on this side is going to be the same thing on the other side, because I started measuring from the center back. I hope you understand. So I have 16 inches here, and then I'll measure the remaining parts, which is 8 inches. So right now I'm going to multiply my 68 inches by 2. So that is 136 inches. So this is just an easy way to get the full length of fabric you'll be needing without going to measure all the way around it. So I'll be cutting a fabric that is 136 inches in length, or I can make it 140. I'll trim out the excess when I'm done. So the width of the fabric I'm going to cut out is 4 inches. So I'm going to cut out 140 inches in length by 4 inches. So let me go ahead to do that now, and I will show you guys the next thing to do. So I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric I'll be using to form the collar and the straps in front. So I had to cut out 3 different pieces to make up the length of the 140 inches. So I'm going to join them together before I sew it to my dress. So the wideness of the fabric is 4 inches, like I said earlier. So remember, it's still going to be in a fold of 2, and we're still going to use half an inch on both sides to join it to the dress. So this is what we have. But before I go ahead to join them, I'm going to iron my hairstay to the wrong side of this fabric to give it more weight. So this is the hairstay. So go ahead to iron it on your fabric. So place the fusible side of the hairstay on the wrong side of your fabric and iron it to it. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys. So after I ironed the hairstay to my fabric, this is what it looks like. So I also went ahead to fold in half an inch on both sides. So this is going to give your dress a neat finishing on the inside when you attach this fabric to it. And you guys will see it as time goes on. So I folded in half an inch on both sides and I ironed it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join these fabrics together. I'm going to place them right side facing each other and join all 3 pieces together to form one long strap of fabric. So when I'm done with, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and the next thing to do. So I've gone ahead to join all the fabric straps together, and you can see we have one long piece now. And the next thing you want to do is to fold it into 2 this way. So fold the whole long fabric strap into 2 equal parts this way, just as you can see me doing. So want to mark where the neckline opening will be. So I'm going to get my dress and just measure from that center front up to this v-neck area. So this is where the neckline closing is going to stop. I hope you guys understand. So from that center front, from the center back, I mean, I'm going to measure all the way down to the point where I have that sharp v neckline. So I have 15 inches, as you can see, all the way to that v neckline area. So the other side is going to also be 15 inches. I hope you guys understand. So that 15 inches now, I'm going to mark it on this my fabric strap starting. So this upper part is still like the center back area. I hope you guys understand. So I'm going to come down from that closed area now by 15 inches. So 15 inches on this side and 15 inches on the other side. So I'm going to mark that 15 inches here. So after marking, now let me just go ahead to flip this over to the wrong side, like doing the same thing, but just turn it over to the wrong side. Let the right sides be facing each other this way. I hope you guys understand. So I'm just going to reconfirm my 15 inches. So I'll mark the 15 inches on it this way. So from that 15 inches, I'm going to take the midpoint now and just draw out a straight line. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take the midpoint of that 15 inches that I came down and draw a straight line down to the point where I want my slit opening to start from. So you can make use of any slit opening you want. You can make yours higher, you can make yours lower. But for mine, I took about 30 inches up from the lower part. I came up by 30 inches. And that is the point where I'm going to stop my stitch. So the remaining part is going to be for the slit opening. So right now I'll take it to my sewing machine, and from this point I will stitch it together all the way down. I'll stitch the fabric together all the way down to that slit opening area. So after stitching down the midpoint of the fabric, this is what we have. So when you turn it to the right side, you will have it looking this way. I hope you guys understand. So this is going to be the neckline opening, and this point is going to sit at the center of the dress. So when you open it up, this is what you should have. I'm still going to iron it out, and this is the slit opening. This point is going to be the slit opening in front. So let me show you guys now how to attach this to your dress. So before I attach it to the dress, I'm going to just use my iron to fold up this neckline area this way. So just go ahead to iron it out this way. Fold up the neckline area this way. So to attach this collar to your dress, the first thing you would do is to get the center back of the collar. So get the center back, just fold it this way. This is just for accuracy. Just mark that center point. And at that center point now, you're going to take one of the folded angle and then place it on its right sides facing each other. And then go ahead and use your pin to hold it down. So place them right sides facing each other to that part you notched. So after using your pin to hold it down, go ahead to stitch it together with that 1/2 inch that you folded in, stitch it all the way down. So when you are stitching it, you are going to understand what you are doing. So just go ahead to stitch one side of the 1/2 inch you folded all the way down. So when you are done, it's going to appear neat on the right side. I hope you guys understand. So like I said, just go ahead to stitch down this one side of the 1/2 inch that you folded into the fabric. So note that since we are starting this joining from the right side of our dress, we are going to finish it on the wrong side. So you can do it either ways. If you start this joining on the wrong side, like if your dress is on the wrong side and you start this joining now, you are going to finish it on the right side. So you can choose which one works for you. So you're going to understand what I'm trying to explain as the video goes on. So I'm going to just go ahead and join it on the right side facing each other, and then I'll join it all the way down using that 1/2 inch fold. So when I'm done joining one side all the way down, I'll come over to the other side as well, arrange the collar, and then I'll use that 1/2 inch on this side again to join it all the way down. I'll stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done doing that, we're going to use it to finish it up on the wrong side. I hope you guys understand. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after I stitched down the fabric to the dress, this is what it looks like. So you can see that it already appears neat on the right side of the fabric. So when you switch it over to the wrong side is still looking rough. So this is what I was trying to explain. So if you have started stitching from this wrong side initially, you're going to have the wrong side looking neat, and then we'll finish it on the right side. So now we're going to be finishing it on the wrong side. I hope you guys understand. It's just like a switch, so you can do it either ways. So go ahead to fold the remaining part of the fabric now to finish on the wrong side. So make sure you are stitching directly on the part that has the stitch. You're going to see the stitch that you used initially. So go ahead to fold the fabric this way on it, and then follow that same stitch and stitch it all the way down. Just close it up so that the wrong side will appear just like the right side. So go ahead to use that 1/2 inch to just stitch it all the way down. So just follow the stitch and then sew it all the way down. So guys, after I finished on the wrong side, I went ahead to iron it out, and this is what it looks like. Let me turn it over to the wrong side for you guys to see. So you can see that the wrong side looks just as neat as the right side. So the next thing we want to do is to join the sides together. So the fabrics are already right sides facing each other. Then come over to this point where you notched for your armhole. So that from that notched point, come in by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch, go ahead to take 1 inch again all the way down. Stitch it all the way down to the full length of the dress with your 1 inch seam allowance. So when you are done with that part, come over to the other side. So stitch it all the way down on this side with your 1 inch seam allowance. So when you are done, come over to the other side as well. From the point you notched, take 1 inch in and then 1 inch all the way down to the full length. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys the next thing to do. So after closing up the sides and turning over, this is what it looks like. I have also ironed it out. So before I turned it over, I went ahead to notch this curve area, like just cut the seam open on that side, but don't cut it up to where you have the thread, so that when you turn it over to the right side, that area is going to relax very well. So make sure you do that because it's very important. If not, it's going to appear rough on the right side. So the next thing we want to do, so I also folded the base of my dress twice. I folded in 1/2 inch twice, and then I stitched it all the way around it. And I also finished the sleeve area all the way around it. So the next thing we want to do is to insert the belt on the inside. So to insert the inner belt, take your tape rule and place it on the shoulder of your dress and measure down to your underbust. So from my shoulder to my underbust is 14 inches. So I'm going to mark 14 inches on this side and also just mark it on the other side. So from that point I just marked, I'm going to take my tape rule and measure 5 inches inwards this way. I'm going to do 5 inches. And then on the other side, I'm also going to do the same 5 inches. So if you want yours really fitted, like you want the fitted look to really come out, you can go out as much as 7-8 inches. And So the belt is going to be on the front panel of your dress only. So you're going to lift it up this way. So I'm going to stitch my belt down on this point I just marked this way. So I'll go ahead to cut out my belt, fold it into two, turn it to the right side, and then I'll show you guys how to insert it. So I've gone ahead to turn the belt to the right side. I made sure one side is closed before I turned it over. And the length of the belt I have here is just 30 inches for one, and the other is also 30 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place my belt on that point I marked already. I'm going to place it this way, and then I'll just use my pin to hold it down on the front panel alone, and then go ahead to stitch it down on the front panel. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll stitch down my belt. So this belt is going to go around your waist on the inside when you wear your dress. Before you bring out your hand from the armhole area, you tie your belt, and then your dress looks fitted in front. So let me go ahead to do that. So after I stitch down the belt on the inside, this is what it looks like, and this is the sleeve area. I've also folded it in twice, as you can see. So let me just flip the dress over to the right side for you guys to see. So this is how we end this video for today, guys. I hope you've learned something new, and I hope you found it useful. So don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell so that you will know when I post new videos, and share to your loved ones. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.